A Leeds win over Manchester United on Monday evening sees them move 6 points clear of Spurs and the drop zone. Tottenham's handling of Javi Simmons has come under fresh scrutiny, with concerns growing that Roberto De Zerbi may be repeating the same costly mistake made by his predecessors. The current situation in the Premier League, with just 6 games remaining for Spurs to save themselves from the drop. Simon Jordan states growing concerns over Tottenham Hotspur's leadership, with the former Crystal Palace chairman using the club's move for Conor Gallagher as a symbol of deeper structural issues. And Jordan has also stated that Daniel Levy would never have let things get in this position at Tottenham had he still been in charge. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or upload a video to the channel. Okay, let's get into it. Manchester United lost a fiercely contested encounter to Leeds United on a dramatic night at Old Trafford on Monday, as the visitors produced a performance of resilience to move them closer to safety in the Premier League. The home side dominated spells of possession and created the clearer chances, but Leeds refused to buckle, defending stoutly and threatening on the counter-attack in a match played at relentless pace from start to finish. Leeds' organisation and determination ultimately proved decisive in securing a win that could carry significant weight in the closing weeks of the season. Their backline stood firm under pressure, while their attacking outlets showed enough intent to keep United wary throughout. It was a display that underlined their growing belief, with the visitors continuing to grind out results at a crucial stage of the campaign. The outcome sees Leeds climb to 36 points, opening up a 6-point cushion over Tottenham Hotspur in 18th and moving themselves further clear of the relegation zone. It's a development that will do little to ease concerns in North London, where Spurs' plight deepens as rivals pick up vital points. For Leeds, however, the momentum is firmly with them and survival is beginning to look increasingly within reach. Football.London report that Tottenham's handling of Javi Simmons has come under fresh scrutiny, with concerns growing that Roberto De Zerbi may be repeating the same costly mistakes made by his predecessors. According to reports, there is mounting confusion over the attacker's limited role, particularly given the flashes of quality he has shown when introduced from the bench. Observers close to the club have expressed frustration that a player capable of changing games has not been given a sustained run in the side. The situation echoes decisions made under both Thomas Frank and Igor Tudor, who were also criticised for underutilising Simmons despite clear signs of his attacking threat. His omission or inconsistent selection has been described as bewildering, particularly at a time where Spurs are in desperate need of creativity and attacking spark. The concern is that history is repeating itself, with another manager failing to fully unlock the potential of one of the club's most gifted players. With Spurs fighting to steady their season, the pressure is now on De Zerbi to break that pattern. There is a growing belief that giving Simmons a central role could provide the cutting edge the team has been lacking. Persisting in limited minutes results and risks not only stalling the player's development, but also undermining Spurs' chances of turning their campaign around at a critical stage. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Alistair Gold stated, despite the fact on Friday De Zerbi was calling Javi a big talent at his pre-match press conference, "I just can't get my head around it. Spurs need to score goals. Javi is their only fit playmaker that can create chances. He has created more chances than anyone else at the club this season. And if you've got Maddison and Kulusevski out, he is your go-to man, not someone you bring on in the 85th minute of a match. He has to be on there." BBC Sport report that the stakes have never been higher as we get closer and closer to discovering which three clubs will go down this season. But with just 6 games remaining, the race for survival remains on a knife edge. One thing we can say with some confidence, however, is the bottom 2 look all but certain to be heading back to the Championship. Wolves sit bottom on the 17 points and remain alive, albeit only mathematically. Their relegation could be confirmed as early as this weekend if a defeat by Leeds in their next match on Saturday is followed by a Tottenham victory against Brighton later that day. That combination of results would leave Wolves 16 points away from safety with only 15 available. Second from bottom, Burnley are marginally better off, but not by much. Sitting 3 points above Wolves, the Clarets have managed just 1 win in 23 matches. That brings us to the third relegation spot on which all eyes are fixed, of course. 4 clubs, Spurs, West Ham, Nottingham Forest and Leeds, will be involved in a genuine scrap over the final weeks of the season to avoid being the third and final team to be relegated. Currently occupying that dreaded 18th spot, of course, is Spurs, sitting 2 points adrift of safety and desperate to find form quickly to salvage their campaign under Roberto De Zerbi, their third manager of the season. A 1-0 defeat at Sunderland in De Zerbi's first game in charge means they are 14 games without a win in the league. Spurs host Brighton this weekend before a crucial trip to bottom side Wolves, which will present them with a chance to put some points on the board in their bid to get out of the drop zone. A Monday night match against Leeds on 11th of May could also prove to be a winner-takes-all showdown in North London before they visit Chelsea the following week. Tottenham have not won a league game in 2026 and only 2 since 26th of October. Since 1950, they have only spent 1 season outside the top flight back in 1977-78. Just above the dotted line are West Ham, who have posted a timely 4-0 win over Wolves, but will still be nervously looking over their shoulders, especially with a London derby against leaders Arsenal as well as a trip to Newcastle to come. Their fate could hinge on a game against Leeds on the final day, which promises to be a nerve-wracking affair for clubs at both ends of the table. Forest, meanwhile, have a 3-point cushion currently, but perhaps have the most difficult run-in among the quartet. After Burnley's next, Victor Pereira's side face Sunderland, Chelsea, Newcastle, Manchester United and Bournemouth, while also juggling a potential Europa League semi-final. It means Forest will know they need to capitalise soon or risk being dragged back into the mire of a relegation battle where reputations count for little and big names are feeling the heat. Simon Jordan has laid bare growing concerns over Tottenham Hotspur's leadership, with the former Crystal Palace chairman using the club's move for Conor Gallagher as a symbol of deeper structural issues. Jordan argues that Tottenham's decision-making at board level reflects a lack of genuine football expertise, suggesting the hierarchy is failing to operate with a clear, coherent strategy. He believes the signing of Gallagher, while not without merit as a player, highlights what he thinks and sees as a muddled thinking, questioning whether the move aligns with a long-term vision or simply represents another reactive piece of business. In his assessment, the criticism is not aimed squarely at Gallagher himself, whom Jordan acknowledges as a capable midfielder, but rather at the environment he has joined. The pundit suggests the England international may even be lowering his ambitions by moving to Spurs, particularly when alternative options such as a more stable and upwardly mobile project elsewhere were reportedly available. Ultimately, Jordan's remarks form part of a broader indictment of Tottenham's ownership and recruitment model. He paints a picture of a club drifting without strong football direction, where signings risk becoming isolated decisions rather than part of a wider plan. A situation he believes could hinder and continue to hinder Spurs both on and off the pitch if not addressed. And Simon Jordan has also stated that Daniel Levy would never have let things get in this position at Tottenham had he still been in charge. Levy left his role as Spurs chairman at the beginning of the season, having been at the helm for 25 years. Under Levy, Spurs were transformed on and off the pitch, and financially in 2026, the North London outfit generated the 9th highest revenue in world football according to Deloitte. With new personnel being welcomed into the club, including new sporting director Johan Langer, it meant club ambitions were not aligned with recently appointed manager Thomas Frank. Prior to joining the Lilywhites, Langer was at Aston Villa and played a key role in signing players like Emi Martinez, Ollie Watkins and Matty Cash. Former Crystal Palace owner Jordan stated that the club would not be in this position if Levy was still in charge, saying, "I don't think Spurs would get relegated if Daniel Levy was still there. I think decisions would have been made earlier and Thomas Frank would have had more support from those around him. It's a disaster for Spurs. Relegation is a real possibility and they will have huge losses in commercial revenue, in player salaries, which they should find a way because they will have to sell them and rebuild. So even if Spurs go down and come back up again, which I think they will, I don't think it's a straight line into the Champions League again because players will not want to sign for Spurs. Tottenham are ranked 6th for the most valuable squad and 7th in the Premier League for highest paid wages. Their wage bill for the season has been estimated at £136.8 million in comparison to the highest in the Championship, which is Leicester, calculated at only £42.8 million. Jordan said the club decided to get rid of a manager who they could have supported better. They decided not to invest in January other than the money spent on Gallagher. And here they are now going to have to reach right into their pockets and bridge the gap between what would be the cost of them going down or what it would be to keep them on a level they can go up again straight away with decent group of players and can compete again. He added the commercial loss would be hundreds of millions because ultimately you're carrying down a £250 million wage bill. You're taking away major sponsorships from the situation and it means £100 million would be taken away from TV revenue, even with a parachute payment. Okay, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Again, not tons out there in the news that you probably haven't heard before, to be honest with you. And it's none of it's good news, to be honest, at the moment, let's face it. Starting off, Leeds win over Manchester United on Monday evening. Everything's not going Spurs' way at the moment. Nothing is going Spurs' way. But look, you can't rely on other teams failing around you. You have to assume that they're going to pick up points, and Leeds did what Leeds do. Leeds, I honestly thought the best they could do yesterday would be a draw, but I could see them getting a draw, but a win, that's huge for Leeds. Moves them on to 36.6 above us. Yes, we still have to play them, but, you know, Leeds playing so well at the moment and probably actually in a false position themselves almost, because I've watched a lot of them and they should actually be higher up the table and probably be safe by now. And obviously they've got some, on paper anyway, easier games coming up. So Leeds could be home and away, away from the relegation zone within a number of weeks, and they could be out of the equation. So I don't know. I just don't know what to say on this situation. It's like we're all hoping and praying for teams around us to drop points. Of course we are, but, you know, you can't do that. How the hell have we got in this position? You know, looking at other teams and hoping they lose. It's a sorry state of affairs, isn't it? Simmons omission, Javi Simmons omission from the squad. Yeah, I don't quite get this one either. I think that Javi was brought in as a number 10. It's a bit worrying that three managers now don't really rate Simmons, essentially, and haven't really given him a good run of games. You know, Thomas Frank, Igor Tudor, and obviously he's only one game under De Zerbi, and he could well throw him in against Brighton. But he is our one creative spark, and it just seems bizarre that he's not given a run, and it was only given, 10 minutes on Sunday? So I'm hoping Javi Simmons is in that starting 11 against Brighton. We need to score goals. We need to score goals to win games. I know it sounds basic, but it's true. We don't need draws now. We need wins. And it's just typical that Brighton are the Premier League's informed team. I think they've won 5 out of the last 6 and drawing the other one of their 6. So it's going to be an incredibly tough game. And if we lose on Saturday, then that really is us really, really in trouble. So It's almost got getting to a must win. But look, I've said for weeks now, I thought we needed 38, 39 points, probably 39. And it's got to a point now, 6 games remaining. We need to win half of them. Can you see us winning half of those games? Even when you look at the fixtures and you think we could pick up points against Wolves or Leeds or Everton or whatever it is, can you actually see us winning 3 games? Sadly, I can't at the moment. I'm not seeing anything with my eyes. I'm not seeing any proof or something to hang on to that we're going to pick up points. I could probably see us getting 34 at most, and that would obviously send us down. So, yeah, horrible situation we're in. Simon Jordan talking about the ownership model. Look, we all know about this. ENIC have massively failed. The supporters, the club, Vinay Venkatesham, Johan Langer, they've all failed massively and have got blood on their hands. Just goes to show you don't support the managers properly, you don't bring in the right players, you try and skimp and save, and this is what happens. But I do happen to agree with him, and I said before that Daniel Levy would not have let us get in this position this season. I think he would have got rid of Thomas Frank earlier. It was clear that Frank was the wrong appointment. You could argue all day about Frank not being backed. Yes, 100% he wasn't backed, but if you really don't want to back a manager in January, then you should have got rid of him sooner. You should have got rid of him sooner and given another manager more time. It's just a dereliction of duty and bad decision after bad decision. And I've kind of run out of things to say. You look on the on social media, everybody's saying the same thing. Everybody's saying the same thing and blaming the same people. And the players have got to take some responsibility. They're a group of internationals who just haven't performed. They just haven't performed this season. So some blame has to be on the players, of course, but majority for me is on the ownership. And I just hope and pray that they actually sell. We need a complete clear out at the top, because this cannot continue. This has proved it cannot continue. It's a failure. Just go. Give us our club back, and so we can start again. So hopefully somebody can come in that is willing to spend the money needed on wages and players, so we can start to rebuild, another rebuild. My word. If we all got the energy for it, wow, what a season, what a club to follow. Anyway, get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on all those stories today and anything else you want to talk about as a Tottenham Hotspur fan right now. And as always, come on you Spurs.